Today, I would like to talk about the wave of decolonization that followed the Second World War, a process in which colonial countries broke away from imperial rule and moved toward independence. World War II was not only a global military conflict, it also deeply transformed the global political landscape. Before the war, European powers such as Britain, France, and the Netherlands controlled vast colonial empires, ruling over many countries in Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean. However, the aftermath of the war began to shake the very foundations of these empires. First, the war severely weakened the economic and military strength of the colonial powers. Countries like Britain and France exhausted their financial resources in order to win the war and could no longer sustain their vast colonial systems. For example, post-war Britain was heavily in debt and had no choice but to gradually give up its colonies in places like India and Africa. Second, the war reshaped global values. The anti-fascist struggle was essentially a fight against oppression and for freedom. When people in the colonies heard Western powers advocating ideals like liberty, equality, and human rights, they couldn't help but ask, why do you deserve these rights, but not us? This accelerated the awakening of nationalist consciousness. Third, colonial peoples played a significant role in the war effort. Millions from places like India, Nigeria, and the Philippines fought for their colonial rulers. After the war, they expected greater recognition and autonomy, but the reality often fell short. This led to further resistance. For instance, India's independence movement rapidly gained momentum after the war, ultimately leading to independence in 1947. I believe several key events highlight this period. The first was the independence of India, a landmark moment in decolonization, which also led to the partition and the creation of Pakistan. The second was the wave of African independence, such as Ghana becoming the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence in 1957. The third was the establishment of the United Nations, which helped make decolonization an international consensus among the many influential figures. Mahatma Gandhi stands out as the symbol of non-violent resistance for independence. Kwame Nkrumah represents the African anti-colonial struggle, having led Ghana to independence. Decolonization directly shaped the world we live in today. It not only redrew the political map but also contributed to the emergence of the Cold War, as newly independent nations were often courted by both the US and the Soviet Union. On a societal level, decolonization sparked new identities, cultural revival, and also introduced governance challenges such as border conflicts and ethnic issues.